Welcome back here to Mighty Mac on YouTube. The first qualifying event of the year is officially done. We have figured out who will be racing tomorrow for the coveted 55th anniversary of the Amalie Motor Oil NHRA Gator Nationals. We saw who had won the Top Fuel Callout, and we saw an incredible faithful fan base that stuck it out to the very end. We have a lot to cover, highlights plus some special interviews. Let's get right into it.
Filling out a deposit slip. Makes the bonus money for you guys. Being able to loan the announcer a couple of hundo. Congratulations, Andrew, on the entire.
So we kick off today, obviously, with the weather. As you can see right now, it rained. Qualifying for round 4 ended up getting canceled pretty much. We got the fuel cars in for top fuel plus the call out, but when Funny Car went to hit the line after Brittany Force's kaboom that saw her lose the top fuel call out, the rain struck, they canceled it, and the field is officially set because of the fact that we had 3 runs, which is honestly a surprise that we even got that much in because of the fact of the struggles that we had all day. The rain was actually supposed to hit 6. I think it ended up hitting about an hour later, but the rain wasn't supposed to hit until 6. It started raining at 11. We didn't get going until about 3, so it was a mad dash to try and get it all in, to get everything figured out, and to get the field set for tomorrow's first race of the year. Looking into the qualifying, number 1 qualifier in top fuel, Shawn Langdon, which is a really big story. Callout Motorsports is on the rise. Doug Klett, obviously the reigning top fuel world champion of the series, and then J.R. Todd had been having a rebound as well. But Shawn Langdon was the one standout that didn't get to experience that. He struggled for a lot of last season. He came very close in the midpoint of the summer season around the West Coast swing, but never was able to finish a job and get that win. Today is his first number 1 qualifier since 2020. 4 years since that man has held the gold hat, and now he is the closest to winning the Gator Nationals, which would be a huge accomplishment for him as well as the team. Sorry, I had to cut a little bit. You can see it's madness around here as we get ready for tomorrow's race. Obviously, with the rain, everyone's in a hurry to try and get out of here before the real weather hits because there's been pop-up thunderstorms. There's a huge cell around in the southern half of Georgia, and we actually saw some tornado warnings there. Hopefully, everybody is all right in that case. But going back to today's topic, Shawn Langdon, like I said, was so close to winning last year, was unable to get the job done with the rebounds that we've seen from Callout Motorsports in the past year. It is finally Shawn Langdon's turn to get the job done, and it could very well happen this year. Looking to the rest of the qualifying order, in top fuel, Steve Torrance finishes 2nd, Mike Salinas 3rd, and Sean Brown, the winner of the top fuel call-out, bumps his way from 15th into 4th. Tony Schumacher was a surprising rebound in the 5th. That car looked strong at the end of last year. It looks even stronger now. So possibly the doubts that the struggle bus for Tony Schumacher and the Sarge and the 8-time world champion might finally be over. Could this be the weekend that he breaks out with his 3.712 and possibly win the event? Billy Torrance in his return to full-time racing, he finds himself 6th. Doug Klett, the reigning champion, down to 7th. Justin Ashley bumped himself from about the 16th spot up into the top half of the field. Looking down in 9th, Tony Stewart in his debut of top fuel, really good for a guy who doesn't feel very comfortable, had 9 runs this year so far, finds himself just shy of the top half of the field. Clay Milliken falls to 10th. Brittany Force, the struggle seems to be figured out. The only real weakness for her seemed to be her reaction time, which she was very candid about, which surprised a lot of people in the media center. She's usually not that very open about how she feels and her emotions, and she was very, very open about how she felt about her performance today. She finds herself in 11th. Josh Hart, 12th, Trip Tatum, 13th. 14th is Doug Foley. 15th is Sean Reed. And 16th is Cody Crone. In Funny Car, Austin Prock. We asked him in the media center before he started his interviews that it's been a really good first 2 weeks for him. He's very happy about that. Again, number 1 qualifier coming into today. He will win the gold hat and is on a hot streak as of right now as he looks to rebound his struggling season from top fuel and possibly find himself with a Gator Nationals win. The 3.820 saw him at the top of the board. Bob Taskett the 3rd with the new speed record in Q3 at 338 miles an hour. Finds himself 2nd. Ron Capps in 3rd. Matt Hagan 4th. Chad Green 5th. J.R. Todd 6th. Alexis Joya in 7th. Cruz Pedregon with a top half result after today. John Force 9th. Paul Lee with a good performance in 10th. Blake Alexander 11th. Terry Haddock, who ended last night with 398, run a 399 today. That car looks fast. That car looks strong. For the love of God, somebody please fund that car, because there are other cars who have funding who I don't think should have it. Terry Haddock is one of the guys I feel should have it. That guy is fast. That guy is quick. That car is rebounding, and if they had more money, I guarantee you that team would have a Wally in their hand. Daniel Wilkerson 14th, Jim Campbell 15th, and the 2008 Chevy Impala. Buddy Hull 15th, John Smith 16th, Dave Richards goes home. In Pro Stock, Erica Enders Last year, she had her struggle start here, and it just seemed it would never end, and it finally rebounded. She found herself winning a 6th world title. She's number 1. Christian Quadra, heartbreak after coming so close to number 1 qualifier, finished 2nd. Dallas Glenn, 3rd. Greg Anderson, 4th. Troy Coughlin Jr., 5th. Matt Hartford, 6th. Jay Coughlin Jr., 7th. Aaron Stanfield in 8th, Derek Kramer 9th, Fernando Quadra Jr. in 10th, David Quadra 11th, Brandon Foster in 12th, Jerry Tucker 13th, Larry Morgan 14th, Kelly Murphy 15th, and Eric Latino in 16th. And then Kenny Delco is the first car out, along with Cameron Caruso with a surprise DNQ. Chris McGahey in 19th. The rookie, Sienna Wildgust, does not qualify in her first event. Mason McGahey, 21st. And then Alan Przewski rounds out the field. In Pro Stock Motorcycle, again, Death Taxes, Gage Herrera, number 1 qualifier. He had a really good run in Q1 and 2, in Q3 as well. Just seemed very strong, and then had to break the hearts of everybody by running a 746 to just stick it a little bit further in. Matt Smith with a rebound on that Buell once again finds himself 2nd. Ellie Tongley in 3rd. Steve Johnson 4th. Angie Smith, who was almost not in the field, she finds herself in 5th. Richard Gadsden on a strong debut in 6th. John Hall 7th. Chase Van Sant 8th. Hector Arana Jr. 9th. Mark Ingerson 10th. Kelly Klontz 11th. John Evaristo, who had a flat tire in Q3 after coming across the finish line at 13:20 at 180 miles an hour, has a flat tire, was able to get the bike stopped. Doesn't seem like there was any damage to the bike from what I saw. Ryan Ayler in 13th, Bud Yoder is the 2nd and 14th, Chris Bostick 15th, Joey Gladstone 16th, and from what I remember, Hector on Senior is 16th, and I think Wes Scott or somebody is 17th. I'm not exactly sure to remember. Then lastly, the coveted top fuel call out. As you can see on the brackets right now, Steve Torrance won round 1 against Josh Hart. Antron Brown with the upset against Mike Salinas, arguably an upset. He ends up going against Steve Torrance, who called him out, which left Mike Salinas versus Brittany Forrest having a rebound of her own. The final will be set, Antron Brown, Brittany Forrest. Brittany Force would suffer a kaboom, destroyed that engine, destroyed the blower, ended up costing Funny Car a lot of their runs, and was not able to win the event, but she did bump herself into the top half of the field, which is a really strong performance for her. But again, Antron Brown winning $80,000 as well as top fuel call out as he looks to rebound back into championship form now as a team owner. We have the race highlights, we have interviews as well. Let's get into it and then wrap up today.
They're both 103 at the 60-foot clock. 674, 200 miles an hour for the champ. 677, 197 miles an hour for Ellie Tonglet. Gage Herrera, number 1, and got himself another Hun on Matt Smith, who is number 2.
Obviously, he just mentioned you tying for the streak of most number 1 qualifiers in pretty much every category. Last year, Mike Salinas came here and he talked about the advice he gave you of never forgetting how hard this is and never forgetting where you came from. After the season you had last year, you almost broke Dave Schultz's 94 all-time record for the winning streak. I believe you're 1 loss off of tying that. How often did you have to find yourself, or did you at all find yourself trying not to get lost in the moment and remembering how hard it is and appreciating every moment that you've had this year?
I think that's the biggest difficulty of all. I came in here not expecting to, or with the goal to just get top 5, and then for us or me to accomplish what I did last year, it's kind of hard. I always said I need to pinch myself because then it feel real, and but I think that's the biggest goal. Or biggest difficulty is not to get lost in that. Once you're at the top, pretty much there's only one way you can go, and that's down. So you can't take any of it for granted, and you just got to go out there every lap like it's the first. And I think that's the biggest thing I've been doing, is trying to keep my mindset and not think about everything that's been accomplished and keep looking at what's ahead of us.
So, obviously the crowd turnout today was incredible. Even for Pro Stock Motorcycle, they packed the stands or 7 rows deep. What was that like for you, getting to see that come around the corner and seeing how many fans stuck around in Pro Stock Motorcycle? What would your message be to any fan in NHRA that might say, oh, top funny cars up, I'm going to go watch somebody build that car, I don't care about the bikes in the car. What would your message be to them to say, hey, come watch the 2-wheelers and see what we can do?
Yeah, I mean, same as last year. I think last year sold out, if I remember right, and today looked like it basically sold out. I mean, it's incredible. You know, everyone kept saying, "Oh, drag racing is dying," but you look in the stands, it does not look like it at all. And especially, you know, being on bikes, you know, most of the people are here for nitro and so on. And but I think the one thing that people, you know, don't realize as far as pro stock motorcycle, pro stock car, is how hard these motorcycles and cars are to drive. You know, they take a lot more of rider ability to get these things down the track consistently every pass and so on and so forth. And not only that, but I think there's been a lot of excitement in pro stock motorcycle as far as drama-wise, political stuff, and I think that's drawing in a lot of fans, you know, that are getting back into motorcycle, and it's really good for the class.
That's Erica for Quadra Boots, Columbia, Circle T. That's Christian. Erica's car made a little bit of a weird move out there, but holy smokes, they did have good numbers down low. Come on, 6.549. That may only be a thou quicker than what she ran yesterday, but that's quicker than anybody else in the field right now. And second quick, 6.552. Erica and Christian look like they got the two best cars in the field.
You mentioned earlier that when you lost, we weren't able to race Jerry Tucker in the first round, and you never got to live that down. And it started that start of the season of that downward spiral, and just never felt like it could find a fucking end.
That's exactly how I felt about it.
Going into tomorrow, how hungry are you to try and go out there and finally put that behind you and get to capture that Gator?
I'm very excited about it, and I'll be happy when I quit talking about it and everybody quits asking about it, because, like, I swear to goodness, it's like very high on my to-do list, being one of the last tracks, if not the last track we haven't won at. So we want to get that monkey Gator off our back.
Do you have a name for the Gator?
Oh, what did we name him?
Whatever the one is from Happy Gilmore.
Oh, you remember when it bit off Chubbs' arm?
I think we ended up calling it Chubbs.
Yeah, oh, we did call it Chubbs. So we bought this, like, real gator head at Bradenton a few weeks ago, and he's, like, our mascot. We kept putting him on, like, my crew chief's desk, and he kind of, like, shows up in random areas of the pit. So we'll name him Chubbs.
You should recreate the scene from the movie where he reveals the head and Richard Freeman falls out the back of the window.
Yeah, we think
Yeah, except for not him to die, because then I don't have a job.
Maybe outside his office.
Yeah, there you go. We'll just push him over and call it a day.
Erica, you,
And the answer is 3.820. Austin Prock goes back to the top.
You mentioned kind of like the difficulty steering with the front engine dragster. It sounds a lot bit like how on a smaller scale how a midget dirt race car feels. Do you find any similarities trying to wheel that car the same way you did when you were a midget racer?
I definitely think that my circle track background has helped me make this learning curve a lot quicker than it is. But when you make a really nice run in this funny car, you don't turn the wheel much. So it's just being able to understand when you need to, you know, really manhandle the car and when you don't need to.
So for the past few years in Top Tail Dragster, you would have those weekends where you'd strike gold, but then also have those other weekends where you would struggle to make it down the racetrack. To be already in this funny car for the first 2 weeks, like you talked about earlier, how much of a confidence builder is there for you going into the season, knowing that already Alan Reinhardt already put you into the class with the big four with Caps, Hagen, and Tasca? How much of a confidence builder is that going into the scene? Just how much of a turnaround you've already had in the first 2 weeks?
I really think that speaks volumes on this team. You know, I'm the only new part of the equation, so we know this car can win races. We know it can run low ET, and you know, I'm just in there hanging on and trying to do the best I can, and essentially just not screw it up, because I know if I do a good enough job, we can get the job done.
The two quickest on the property all weekend long. Is there any more out there? A lot of cars have picked up. How about a 368 at 334 miles an hour, and Sean Langdon goes to the top.
Saw last year on the midpoint of the summer that you started to find that edge and become close to getting that win
to get to this point? How hard does that make you to finally complete the circle and get that ball back in your hands?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough when you struggle, and but it's part of racing. And we had a lot of good moments last year where it's like, all right, here we go, we're going to turn the corner. And just didn't end up working out. But everything happens for a reason, and just excited for the opportunity now with the changes that we made over here, and thankful they've kind of put it all together with Connie and with Chad Head, and just all the brain trust, putting in all the right pieces in the right places, and I feel like we're going to have two really good competitive cars this year with Doug and my cars.
Brittany Force needs to bring it to the starting line right now against Antron. Thundering into the Florida net, a huge fireball for Brittany Force, and it's a 370 for Antron Brown, and it's a win light. Brown with an 053 light collects $80,000 in the championship of the Pep Boys All-Star Callout, and Brittany Force collected a pyrotechnics display at 1,000 feet.
This is what you call a triple-double right here for Antron Brown. He does it all. The driver did his part. The tuner, the team, everyone outperformed on every level, every aspect. Brittany Force. Antron off the starting line, a quicker lapse time, a better speed, but you can see the engine damage right here. Good news, great news for Brittany Force. She's getting out of the car under her own power. That enclosure, that canopy is going to protect her from the heat, from that fire. You can see her just trying to catch her breath. A lot of those fumes get inside of that cockpit. It is supplied with fresh air, with breathing air, but the driver wants to get out. You can see that massive explosion. Maybe some engine damage for Antron, but much more from Brittany Force. But she was trailing even before that happened.
She did a great job, but that car was spinning the tire at the top end. Watch her drive this thing, Tony. It was moving around. Wow.
Oh, man, and the celebrations are large up here at the top, and you can imagine the swagger that was coming out of Antron Brown on that win. We have the presentation of the call-out trophy by Scott Collette, who's been hanging out with us from Pep Boys all day. And Antron, we talked about the motivation that you have when you know that drivers want to race you hard. Brittany did on that one, but this is yours. How better of a way to start the season for AB Motorsports?
This is great. It's a great momentum builder, but you know what? God gets all the glory, and I can tell you one thing. Our team, our Mako Tools, Lucas Oil, Toyota Hanksefers, FVP, Sirius XM boys did not quit. They did not quit. We came in here, we were struggling, kept our head down, and kept on going one round at a time, and we work hard like them distributors do. You never give up. This is our life dream. We're living that dream with AB Motorsports, and thank you to Pep Boys for doing what you do, supporting us, giving us a shootout like this, a call out, get that style. And you know what? This belt's heavy right here. I feel so high right now, I think I could take him on. Good job, boss.
Congratulations.
Talked about in the past that you've been looking to get back to that championship form now as a team owner. With having the start of the season that you have now, going this final round, jumping up to the top half of the field, and then also winning $80,000 on top of that, how much of a confidence booster is that for you going into the season as you try to run up against, like you said, a really tight field of guys that are chewing at your throat right now?
Oh, guys and girls. And let me tell you, some girls are worse than guys. You know what I mean? They look at you and wink at you and want to kick your butt. So, but the thing about it is that right now is that that builds momentum. But the thing about it is we can't get complacent and think about what we just did. We're going to enjoy it tonight. But the boys have a lot of work tonight to get prepared for tomorrow. And tomorrow's a new day, and we got to get after it. And the weather's going to be cooler, brisker. Everybody's going to make power better, especially if it gets a little drier. And if that happens, you're going to see some monumental runs tomorrow. You're going to have to run 60s to get past first round. And that's what we got to gear up to do. I mean, this year I've been working out every day. I've been training. The boys have been working on the cars. They've been doing stuff. We've been putting the work in, and it's starting to show. And we just want more of it to show. And if it does, we should be in a really good spot this year. And this is just the start for us. And we're hungry, and a lot of these other teams are hungry, and they're doing the work too. Just like you see Langdon out there with Brian Houston they're dropping low ET, and you get Langdon in the car that drops low ET, you're in trouble. So he's no joke, consistent on a tree, and then you got all the other hitters coming out there. So with that said, we got to stay focused and poised and get after it.
So again, thank you guys so much for watching today. This has been an incredible day. We've had incredible feedback, not only from you guys as well, but from people in NHRA, the media center, as well as other people in the team. So it is very gratifying to see the work that we put in being appreciated. So thank you guys so much for watching and supporting what we do. If it wasn't for you guys, we would not be here right now. So again, be sure to subscribe to the channel, be sure to like, be sure to comment, and share the video to spread the word of drag racing, to keep doing what we saw here today and fill these grandstands, which is the last thing I also want to talk about. Gainesville Faithful, thank you so much for the work that you've done today. You showed up in droves, you packed the stands for super stock, for crying out loud. And then not only that, you stuck around. We had to rain, you had to go in, you had to go out, in, out. You had your heart broken 6 times, and you still packed the grandstands on time for Pro Stock Motorcycle, and you never left after that. So on behalf of everybody here at the channel, thank you so much for turning out and showing this place what NHRA means. And by all means, putting to bed the theory that drag racing is in fact dead. Again, be sure to share this around so everybody can appreciate the world of drag racing. Follow me on all social media pages down below at MightyMac03 on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Threads. Again, subscribe, like, comment, do all that fun stuff. And until next time, this has been Mighty Mac, and I will see you tomorrow. But before that, let's end on one final note with words from your top fuel call-out champion, Antron Brown.
Last one, Noah.
You talked earlier about the fan turnout today and how faithful they were in sticking around for the rain. There's going to be a lot of fans this weekend that might be coming to NHRA for the first time who might be on the fence in the past and trying to decide whether or not should I go watch NASCAR or IndyCar, or should I come over here and watch this. What would your message be to those fans on why they should decide to come to NHRA and why they should decide to follow this series compared to anybody else?
Well, no, what I can tell you about that is plain and simple. This is all access. What other sport gives you a GA ticket that gives you all access? I was that kid when I was 10 years old, and I walked up to Dave Schultz, Big Daddy Don Garlett's pit, and they invite me in. And when I got to touch that car, sit on that motorcycle, it gave this kid hope from Chesterfield, New Jersey, a South Country boy, hope to say, I could be here one day because I saw myself there. And then people always ask you, what does it feel like to be at a drag racetrack? What does it feel like when a nitro car leaves the starting line? I tell them, I said, how do you describe that in one word? You know how you describe that in one word, Noah? Bam!